For those of you who don't know, I'm Maggie, and today I am really excited to share with you a new brand that I've discovered called Kicksnation. And what this brand is an online shoe styling service. The service is designed like many other subscription boxes on the market, many of which I've unboxed on my channel. So this works very similarly to things like Trunk Club and Stitch Fix. And the thing that I like so much about this company is that the intent is not that you shop from them monthly or quarterly. I mean, if you feel like you need shoes that often, then absolutely use the service. But I think that the intent is actually to help an overwhelmed shopper, because as we all know, since everybody watching this has access to the internet, there are just simply too many options available out there, which makes shopping for anything, quite frankly, very frustrating. And so the idea behind this company is that you tell them what type of shoe you're in the market for, they go out, scour the internet for it based on your selected preferences, and then they send you a box of 3 pairs of shoes for you to try on, decide if you want them, and then if you don't like it, you ship it back. Now I kind of want to share with you the shoes that I got sent to me and all of the nitty-gritty details about how this service works to see if you may be interested in it as well. But before we get too far into this video, I do want to mention that Kicksnation did send me this box for free. However, this video is not sponsored. I'm not being paid to make this video. This is just a service that I genuinely wanted to share with you. And so like most subscription boxes, this also starts with a really short quiz. Remember, it's all focused on shoes. So the questions that they ask you are based around your typical shoe size, maybe if you have a customized width that you need for them to consider. It also asks you about preferred shoe brands. My favorite question in the quiz actually puts up a display of several different shoe types, and you click on the pictures of shoes that you actually like. So it kind of gives them a visual, image to base their decisions off of when they're shopping for you online. Toward the end of the quiz, once they get all of the basic details about you, that's when you start to select the preference for the style of shoe that you're in the market for. And they have 3 broad categories that they list on their website. The first one is lifestyle, the second is running, and the third is training. And from there, it actually dives into subcategories. So for my particular box, I was in the market for more lifestyle shoes than I was active shoes. And so I customized my 3 options with 2 lifestyle pair and 1 running pair. Within the lifestyle category, I was able to then select a specific silhouette, is what they call it on their website. I went with a court style sneaker and a slip-on sneaker because those are the ones that I have kind of had my eye on. I had been browsing different websites, I was checking the Nordstrom sale, and I just couldn't decide on anything. So I was like, you know what? Let's let them take the reins on this one. And like I mentioned, for my 3rd pair, I ended up going with a running shoe. And once you make that selection, they actually then dive into more detailed questions about your running style and your gait, like are you pronated or not, so that they can then go in and find a shoe that is actually good and healthy for you and not a shoe that's gonna be ill-fitting. So I had a really awesome first experience. Spoiler alert, I ended up keeping all 3 pair of shoes that were sent to me. I attribute that largely to how detailed their quiz questions are, and there's an area for notes. And this is very important if you're somebody like me who wears different sizes and different style of shoes. So I left them a note saying that in running shoes, I always go up 1 full size. And then in a lifestyle shoe, I'm usually true to size 7. But if the shoe says that it runs small from the manufacturer, I typically only go up a half size. So because I had all these specific requests, I was sure to put those in the notes section, and then sure enough, they sent me the right sizes in the different styles of shoes that I wanted. So you definitely play a role in making this box successful, and I just want to throw that out there. Definitely utilize the notes. That's how the entire checkout process works. And at the very end, when you go to click order this box, you will have to pay a $15 styling fee. And I know I'm gonna get this question, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer it for you. That $15 styling fee is not applied toward the purchase of these shoes. It's strictly you paying for the service and the shipping both ways. However, because you're watching this video, I actually do have a code. It's Maggie087. And if you enter that at checkout, it will actually waive your styling fee for the first box that you get. So if that's any incentive to try this out for yourself, there you go. All right, so now that we're all straight on how this service works, I'm excited to share with you the shoes that came in my box and then the entire process of opening it and returning it. So the first thing that I noticed when I opened up my box is that it came with this really detailed letter about the different shoes that they chose for me and why. As I show you these shoes, I'm gonna read you what the company told me about them so that you can kind of get a feel for what the experience would be like unboxing your first Kicksnation box. Okay, so the packaging I feel like is pretty top notch. I love that the shoes come in these black kind of canvas bags. So you can definitely put these to use afterwards. They aren't wrapped in plastic. It's not something that you're gonna have to throw away. So I was very impressed with that. Pair number 1. This is a lifestyle pair, and this is in a court style silhouette. These are Vejas. So these are the exact same brand that I had mentioned I had my eye on in the kind of free text description box at checkout. So know that they're definitely reading it. For your first sneaker, you mentioned that you wanted a mostly white lifestyle shoe in a court silhouette. This sneaker is crafted from supple leather, responsibly produced to minimize environmental impact. We know that you've been eyeing a pair of Vejas, and we think that these will work perfectly with your wardrobe. So not only did I get to choose the silhouette, there was also a section of the checkout process that asked me about colors. Like, did I want this to be mostly white, mostly black, bold colors, muted colors? You could be very specific, and I went with mostly white. I'm assuming that the sizing is typically true to size because these did come to me in a size 7, and I tried these on with kind of like a low style sock, and these fit great. I think these were big winners. I love that it did have kind of this dark detail on the side and on the back. It makes them just a little bit more unique than just a plain white sneaker that I feel like everybody has. I am really excited to put these to use, especially heading into these fall months when I'll be wearing more closed-toed shoes. Okay. Pair number 2. So again, I requested 2 lifestyle pair of shoes, and this is the second. These come from a brand called Karuma, I think is how you pronounce these. These are so incredibly lightweight. I want to read you what they said about them. Your second sneaker preference was a mostly black slip-on lifestyle shoe. Great choice, by the way, is what they said. For this pick, we decided on the Karuma IBI slip-on sneakers in black knit. This lightweight shoe is ultra comfy and made with vegan knit using sustainably harvested bamboo and recycled plastics. You get to learn a little bit more about the companies and where these shoes are coming from, which is nice. And I like that now 2 of the 3 were made in an environmentally friendly way, and this is also made with recycled materials. This is exactly what I was looking for. Just a very streamlined black slip-on shoe. I think this will be great with jeans and a sweater in these upcoming cooler months. Something really, really easy to travel with, I feel like, too, when it's cold, because I feel like cold weather shoes are oftentimes really bulky, and this will be just something really nice and thin to fit into a suitcase, which I really like. I was also a big fan of the white bottoms. These are very similar to like a Steve Madden pair that I was looking at, and I just liked being introduced to a new brand. I think that's always the beauty of any type of, you know, styled box that's sent to your house, is that you're discovering things that are not your go-tos. I was sold. These again are in my true size 7. And as I mentioned earlier, the third style of shoe that I chose was a running shoe, and they sent these ever popular On Cloud or On running shoes. I'm not exactly sure of the name of these, so let me read the note. Finally, you asked for a muted color road treadmill running shoe. For this, we went with the On Cloud Flow in aloe and white. The curved heel provides a better hold, durability, and maximum comfort. We think this muted runner will be perfect for you, and we hope that you'll feel the same way. I love these. I feel like these are super popular right now. I've seen a lot of people with this exact same style shoe, but I felt like this green was a bit more unique than what I've seen most people wearing. You get to specify your color preference. In this style, I wanted muted color, so I didn't want it mostly black. I didn't want a bold color. I wanted something in between, and I feel like they really answered that. With running shoes, like I mentioned, I typically size 1 full size up, and so they did send these in a size 8 since I am a true size 7. So you can see the bottoms here, they're kind of separated, and these are the most lightweight running shoes I've ever owned. These have been great walking the dog, kind of running around tennis shoes, and I love the color. I really love the color. So for me, they nailed it. I mean, they listened to every single detail in my shoe quiz, and I ended up keeping all 3. I will let you know the prices of these so that you can kind of gauge, you know, what you'll be spending if you, like me, end up keeping all 3. And so you'll see when you're checking out that you can specify a price range. So the lowest that you can go is $150, and the highest you go is like $350. But know that $150 is not the absolute minimum that they'll send you. They will send you shoes cheaper than that, but I think that they're just trying to get a range of what you'd be willing to spend at that maximum point. So keep that in mind. The On Cloud Flow running shoe, so the last shoe that I showed you, that rate was $153.29. Because I'm frugal Fran, I went online and compared these prices to what I'm seeing at other retail stores, and these were exactly comparable. You're not getting a big discount by using this service, but I didn't have to go through all of the stress of weeding through every option online to get me to 3 pair of shoes that I love. For the second pair of shoes that I unboxed for you, the black slip-ons, those retail for $98, and that was the exact same price on their website. And then the third pair which was actually the first pair that I unboxed for you, the Veja Campo chrome-free white women's sneaker that retail for $145. So in total, these all cost me $396.29. That's an investment. For me, these are things that I was in the market for. I didn't have to spend hours shopping for them. They were sent directly to my door. They fit, they were comfortable, they were curated exactly to what I wanted. And so for me, this price made sense. Your box will not cost the exact same as my box, and you may not end up keeping all 3 pair of your shoes. I just wanted to give you an idea of what came in my box and the different price ranges that you should be prepared to see. All right, so let's say that I wasn't keeping all 3 pair of shoes and I needed to return 1 or 2. All I'd have to do is pack those shoes up in the same box that they came in and use the included prepaid return label. You just drop that box off at a FedEx and then it goes back to the company, and you're only charged for the shoes that you keep at checkout. So even though I'm keeping all of my shoes, I did go through kind of the return exchange process online so that I could see what it was like, so that I could tell you about this process a little bit better. There may be instances where you need to make a couple of modifications in order to be able to keep the shoes. All you have to do in those instances are go online to your portal, sign into your account, and you go through the checkout process. And so your 3 shoes will be listed and you'll have 3 options for each. You'll either select an option to keep the shoe, return the shoe, or exchange the shoe. The option to exchange is for size only. Once you've decided on the status of your 3 shoes, whether you're gonna keep, return, or exchange, you then click the checkout button and it's all processed from there. So you get to try things on for 5 days before you ever have to make those selections and then send the shoes back. So it gives you plenty of time to figure out if it's something that you really wanna integrate into your wardrobe. So the return process is easy enough, but I wanted to call to your attention another awesome aspect of this company, and it's the fact that they partnered with an organization called Soles for Souls. And I want to read you exactly what they have written here in the note. It says, if you have old shoes that you no longer use, take advantage of our partnership with Soles for Souls and reuse your sneaker box to donate them. Not only will your shoes stay out of a landfill, they'll be put to work to help someone in need. To donate, simply place up to 3 pairs of used shoes in your Kicksnation box, seal it up, and drop it off at any local FedEx center using the included return shipping label. The thing that's really cool about this is that the box is already being sent to you. They have a return label included, so they said, let's make the most of this. Let's just help these people donate shoes easier. And so I love this aspect of the service, and since I am keeping all 3 pair of my shoes, I can send 3 pair that don't get as much love in my closet back to them, and they'll take care of them for me. Just wanted to point that out. I think that that is a really cool, unique integration into this service. And I think that pretty much sums it up. I feel like this is a service that I am so excited to share with family and friends. Seriously, decision paralysis is at an all-time high because we have so many options at our fingertips for everything. And so I feel like this just simplifies the process a little bit and makes shopping stress-free, which I am all about. So if you're interested in trying out Kicksnation, definitely use the link in the description box below and use the code MAGGIE087 at checkout. That will waive the $15 styling fee for you, so that it's really a no-risk free trial. Unless you end up keeping the shoes, of course, and then you pay for them. If you like this video, then like it, stick around, subscribe, join the community, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.